So guys, we are joined by James, the pro down here at Fingle, Glen. And today James is going to go through his bag of what's in his bag for this season.
Fantastic. Welcome back down to Fingle. This is my what's in the bag. Let's start at the top. Start with the putter. So for the last couple of years, I have played a Scotty Cameron Studio Select fastback putter.
Nice.
It's got the thin grip on also, so there's no layer of tape on this. It's just blown on with air, believe it or not. So it's a thin, slippery grip. I've got on with this. This is probably the longest time I've ever kept a putter in the bag, so it must be doing something right.
Okay.
Next up, we got the wedges. So I play Titleist Vokey SM8 wedges. I've always had 60 degree, 56 degree and 52 degree wedges. However, actually this morning, I've put a 50 degree wedge in the bag with a different shaft in to try and keep my ball flight a little bit lower and get an extra few yards out of a gap wedge to make the gap in between my 56 and my pitching wedge that little bit closer. So this is still very much in test at the moment. So I wouldn't say it is officially in the bag, but it's on demo.
It's on test.
It is definitely on test. Next up, my irons. So I play the Titleist 620 MB blade irons from pitching wedge all the way up to 6-iron. These are with a multi-compound white Golf Pride grip and X100 steel shafts in. Like I say, that goes from pitching wedge all the way up to 6-iron. In my 4 and 5 iron, they're a little bit different. They're actually the CB 620 CB, so that stands for cavity back. So this is a little bit thicker, not quite a blade. This is just to give me a little bit more forgiveness for when I'm hitting the longer irons. Again, same grip, Golf Pride multi compound, white and black, same shaft, X100. And that's what I do with irons. I then go into my 3 iron, which again, Titleist U500. This has got a slightly different shaft in. This shaft's actually an extra stiff shaft, extra stiff hybrid shaft it is. As you can see, the Tour AD shaft there, which is quite special really.
They're worth a few quid.
It is worth a few quid. It's probably one of the better clubs in my bag. So this is here to stay.
Yeah.
Again, repetition, same grip. Again, I like to have the same feel in my hand with every club that I hit. Some of you would notice that 50 degree wedge in my bag earlier had a slightly different grip. It is on test, so if that does make the cut, then it will be changed as well.
Always helps to have something familiar in your hand, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The big stick, what you've all come to see, the driver, it's a little bit old now. It's a TSI 3. I've got this set at 8 degrees. It's a standard loft, standard lie for the minute. This is what I find performs best for me. I've got the Tour AD super shaft in. It's extra stiff again.
So what sort of distance you getting with that, mate?
I'd like to get this out at about 300. I mean, if you've seen some of the videos in here, it definitely goes a little bit further. Out on the golf course, it's about 300-yard carry, and that's kind of where I want it to be at the moment.
Yeah, you can certainly whack that stick.
Yeah, so that one's there to stay as well, unless I find something a little bit newer, which gives me a little bit more better performance.
And what would you say is your favourite club in your bag?
You know what? It's really difficult. I wouldn't say I particularly have a favourite. Growing up, I did a lot of chipping practice, so I always used to use my lob wedge, my 60 degree. So I'd say that's the one I'm most familiar with. Recently, I've been hitting a lot of drivers in here to try and gain a few extra strokes off the tee, both in accuracy and distance. So that's something I've been using a lot. And again, I've hit quite a few putts as well in the last sort of 8 months or so to try and sharpen that up a little bit. So they're probably the 3 clubs I'm most familiar with at the moment that I use the most currently.
Anything particular that you feel like you might change this season?
Right now, the gap in between my driver and 3 iron's too big, so I don't actually have a 3-wood exploded in here a few months ago now, unfortunately. So in the future, I'm definitely going to get something to fill that gap, whether it be a 5-wood, 3-wood, 4-wood, or a 3-wood, which is toned down a degree or 2 on the loft. I'm sure I'll find something which fits. But
what
yeah, that's about
running, James.
This is just a Titleist stay dry brag, so I've had this years. Yeah, it's a stand bag.
I've had to go with the stand bag. Do you generally carry it?
In the winter, a lot of golf courses won't allow trolleys and big bags, so I will always change to a carry bag in the winter.
Yeah.
Come the summer, I'll have my tour bag, which obviously if I'm traveling to tournaments, can fit more in. I've got my electric trolley for that, so I don't have to obviously carry that around.
So you got your laser?
Yeah, Bushnell. This is brand new, the Tour 6. I've only used this twice. I would be stuck, Tour V5, this one, sorry, not Tour 6. I would be stuck without this. I'm so reliant on this because I need to know sort of how far the flag is, how far bunkers are, obstacles, whatever it may be. I wouldn't be able to play without this.
Have you used watches?
I've never used watches personally. I don't like things on my wrist when I'm playing. Sky Caddy, when they first come out, I dabbled with. I thought it was great to have the front yardage and the back yardage. However, I couldn't be as precise as I'd want to flags. But having said that, if I'm playing socially, my dad's actually got one of the watches, and every now and then I say, look, what's it to the front? So you know what your carry is, and you know how far the flags are, and you can work it out between the two, how much distance is short or longer the flag.
That's what me and you do, isn't it, Jay?
That's right.
You tend to wear a watch, and I use a rangefinder.
That's right. Yeah.
Mixture.
Anything gimmicky that you have in your bag?
I wouldn't say gimmicky. The things, other essentials, I've got my golf ball line marker, I guess you call it, and a black Sharpie to draw the straight line on that. I like to line it up when I'm putting. I do have one of these scrubbers, and I've used these now since I was probably 10 years old.
Can't beat an old scrubber.
Can't beat an old scrub. And I probably, it's out of force of habit now, before every shot or after every shot, I flick that out of my pocket, scrub the grooves, make sure my grooves are clean, ready to go for the next one.
Nice.
A little bit special, I guess, a little bit different is my pitchfork and my ball marker. My pitchfork I got from Royal Birkdale when I went to watch the Open in 2008. So it's sort of faded now, but if you can get a close-up of that, you can almost see Royal Birkdale, the Open 2008. I'm not sure if that shows up.
Yeah, we got there. We're there.
Yeah.
So it's a special one to you.
So yeah, that's a little bit sort of special, bit of prestige for me personally.
Yeah.
I think I was, in 2008, I'd have been probably 12, 13 years old when I went to watch the Open. And that was my first sort of experience of professional golf, and that's what gave me the bug.
A wee nipper.
When I was a wee nipper. And then my ball marker, again, a little bit sort of unique to me, I suppose. It's actually a medal. So you can see on that side is a guy golfing.
Yeah.
And on the reverse, it's my Channel Islands runner-up medal for when I finished second in the match play in the Channel Islands in 2013, that one was. So again, that was my first sort of taste of Channel Island golf. I was fortunate enough to win the Guernsey Championships and play in the Channel Island ones, and unfortunately lost a very good golfer playing off +3 at the time.
Nice.
2-1 after 36 holes. But yeah, that's
not a bad effort.
It was a good effort.
Yeah.
No excuses, but I did break my thumb 4 weeks beforehand as well. But we won't go there. It's a different story.
Well, there's a bit of nostalgia there.
So that takes it back.
I think we've covered everything in the bag.
I've got just a standard. It's actually tailor-made. Obviously, my whole bag and everything else is Titleist, but this was given to me a few months ago because I didn't have a towel in my bag.
Yeah.
Umbrella, obviously, if you're in the UK at the moment, that is a must if you're playing golf because the weather's been appalling. Another thing which you might look, golf balls. At the moment, I have testing between a Pro V1X. You'll see in here, I've got Pro V1 left dash as well. This is just to try and reduce a little bit of spin for me. Again, very much like the Titleist wedge earlier, it's still in testing. When the season starts, I'll know for sure which ball I'm going to flick between and use.
Nice.
And just a FootJoy, all leather, glove. Again, in the summer, a tournament play, I'll be using a leather glove. When I'm practicing and in the winter, a synthetic one's not the end of the world, a bit cheaper.
Spiked or spikeless shoes?
Spiked. I've just bought a new pair of the FootJoy traditional ones. I love them. I think they look like, obviously, as they say in the name, they're very traditional. I love the look. And I've always worn spiked. As you can see, my feet move quite a bit in my golf swing. So I need something which is going to keep me stable and throughout the golf shot. And I don't want to be slipping all over the place with spikeless shoes. And hopefully that wouldn't cost me a shot with the spikes.
Don't want to be slipping and sliding like Bambi on ice, does he?
No. I mean, look how many times you fall on.
I've slipped on the ass many a time, haven't I?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for that, James. Looking forward to the season.
Absolutely. Yeah,
I know you've got a few new bats you want to get in the future. Me and James might be able to sort you out with something, actually. Don't know. Don't hold us to that, though.
Fantastic. Thank you.
See what we've got fun-wise. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. And check out Fingle, Glen, and James's social on the screen now. We'll see you in the next one.
Thanks, guys.